Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard our Thursday market SITREP. Let me give you a heads up. I'm hopping on an airplane tomorrow to fly up to Vermont to see my son play hockey. So using the whiz as on an airplane indicator, the market's going to implode tomorrow. Okay, quick heads up. We're done. We are done with this free week of live trading and training here at Top Gun Options. We have a limited, as of me jumping on the air, I think we have about 4 or 5 monthly slots remaining. All you need to do is head to go.topgunoptions.com/get full throttle. Just kind of click on this image at the top of the page and that'll take you. $295 a month for Full Throttle Max gets you access to all the Full Throttle live trade briefs we do in a week, 4 of them. Offensive gets you weekly options, and defensive, you do accelerated retirement. Strongest possible recommendation if you're looking to kick the tires for a couple months is to do Full Throttle Max for $295 a month. All you need to do is head to go.topgunoptions.com/getft, which stands for Get Full Throttle. Folks, this is it. This is the top. I made a career call right here last week and nailed it. About anywhere between 150 to 200 grand across our portfolios. Last week, January was epic. I'm making another career call. This is it. JP Morgan, before I jumped up on the air right now, just came out and said the same thing. We are tactically trimming risk. JP Morgan is coming out with 4 reasons why it's selling stocks up here at the top. I'm not going to get into it, but coronaviruses, a global manufacturing slowdown, momentum for U.S. equities is out of airspeed, and guess what? The yield curve is inverted or very, very close to being inverted. I've said all of these things for the past couple weeks, and we nailed it. This V-shaped recovery this week, it's not a recovery, I'm sorry. This V-shaped market reaction is a short squeeze. Short squeezes on average are about 3-ish days, 2 to 3 days on average, which means it can go to 4. We're out of airspeed, folks. These shorts were squeezed on what? We hit this 50-day moving average. The United States, India, the ECB, the PBOC have been printing money like they're never going to run out of paper and ink. They are pumping liquidity into the markets. The Fed is buying treasuries like they're going out of style. The market has to go up. That's algos, folks. When these black box trading systems see the New York Fed buying, they buy. No human that I know, I've been on phone calls, Skypes, text, you name it, in-person meetings, drinks, talking to everybody smarter than me this week. Nobody is buying stocks up here at record highs. We're at record highs as there's a global pandemic of black plague proportions being unleashed on us. A biological weapon accidentally released from the Wuhan bioweapons facility, and you're buying stocks? Did you see the State of the Union? The president didn't look good. Did you see him at the prayer breakfast this morning? He sounded and looked like shit. He looked like a dude who has had some long nights recently. Why? For the first time since I was running around pooping my diapers at a year old, we have people on military bases behind armed guards that aren't allowed out for 14 days. Hundreds of Americans landed at March Air Force Base or Travis up outside of Napa and down where I used to be based for 3 years, Marine Corps Air Station Miramar. Windowless 747s. 14-hour flight, they've landed, and they are not allowed to leave. This isn't a voluntary quarantine, folks. This is you're not allowed to leave this Marine Corps Air Station. Those are Marines guarding you. Buy stocks. What? This market is in an absolute state of denial. The Baltic Dry Index, shipping. I've never in 27 years of trading seen the BDI implode like this, ever. The macroeconomic, so virus optimism, yeah, everything's great. Trade optimism and rate cut optimism, oh my. Folks, China logged its deadliest day for coronavirus yesterday, and we have our last couple flights from Wuhan. Do you know who's on the airplanes from Wuhan? Alphabet agency workers, folks. CIA, NSA, you pick the alphabet agency. Do you think we have a lot of intelligence folks in Wuhan around a bioweapons facility? You can be damn sure we do. That's another reason why you don't see people on the media today going absolutely batty that they're being quarantined, because these are government employees. Though there's some regular U.S. folks that are like, can I get a flight? Can you hook a brother up? Yeah. And they have signed 90,000 page NDAs, and you aren't saying a word to anybody, folks. I know for a fact this is going on. I got contacts out there. Look at this hospital, folks, that they built. This hospital that they built in what, like 72 hours in Wuhan? It's got bars on every window. It looks like a prison. Look at the ventilation systems, folks, coming out of just about every room to suck this stuff into a furnace. All of these hospitals, even the emergency one that was built, they're turning away everybody except two. People that are dropping dead on the floor. And the people that are dropping dead on the floor are picked up, taken down the street to a crematorium, and they're being burnt. There is a thick smog that's appeared over Wuhan this week. It ain't smog from vehicles, folks. Nobody's driving in Wuhan. The New York Times showed a drone. Somehow they got a drone to fly over Wuhan. I think I saw like 5 cars in a city of 15 million people moving around, and those were ambulances. It ain't no smog from vehicles, folks. It is from the crematoriums that are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are not being told the truth clearly from the Chinese government. You are not being told the truth from our government. This broke before I got on the air. There is a new coronavirus case in Beaumont, Texas, man. Port Arthur. What is down there? Oil, refineries, a port. Another one in Wisconsin yesterday, folks. Goldman Sachs, after the close yesterday, came out with a GDP forecast. The global GDP will implode 2%. And that's based on what's currently going on. Not like if this thing gets worse, which it is actually worse than you're hearing. My little birdies are saying there's at least 250,000 people infected in China, and the death rate is close to 25,000 people. You want to know why Donald Trump looks and sounds like shit? The dude has been pulling all-nighters. The Pentagon, I got buddies at the Pentagon. I have buddies on staffs, very high-ranking, and they're on staffs over in the East. I'm telling you, man, this is horrific. And the market is at record highs. There's something very strange about the latest Chinese numbers that came out. Let's take a look at this. Huge yesterday. Look at February 5th, folks. You seriously want us to believe this? Did you see what happened yesterday? Why the futures were up 300 points? Zhejiang University researcher like, hey, I found a cure and it doesn't take a year to figure out. It takes, you ready for the magical number? 14 days. The World Health Organization had to come out a couple hours later and say, yeah, there's no cure for this right now. We don't know what they're talking about. Stocks rally to records as investors' coronavirus concerns ease. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. Before they locked down Wuhan a week and a half ago, 5 million people got out. Google this on your own. Don't listen to me. Google and see the videos that are being snuck out of Wuhan. This guy that I've told you, Fox News finally showed these last night. I showed you these Monday. Fox News finally showed these. These are getting at. This guy was going to be killed. This guy hopped on his scooter and drove around and in a car and drove around Wuhan to 5 different hospitals. It is medieval. They arrested this guy, took him to a police station in the middle of the night, and they were going to kill him. And then what happened? He said, out of the blue, they started being nice to me. It's because these videos hit the internet and the Chinese government said, yo, don't make that guy disappear. Watch them and come up. Folks, there's military in the street. There's just videos of people standing on the street corner and collapsing, dead. Dead. Not like they just passed out because they're, tired. They're dying in the streets. A vehicle comes up, throws the bodies in the back, and goes to a crematorium. Do you think that's being reported accurately? I'm taking too much time here. If you disagree with everything that I'm saying, buy stocks, buy calls, buy Apple calls, buy S&P 500 calls, get bullish. Not one person I know with a brain bigger than mine is buying stocks up here. This was a short squeeze this week. Short squeezes end. It's going to get insane. February is usually a shit show in the market anyway. It's going to be even worse. So we just did the weekly debrief. I'm up $1,500 on a Brazil bear call spread. What did China do this morning, folks? They threw the kitchen sink at us. Actually, they didn't throw the kitchen sink. They threw the house. They woke up and said, hey, all these trade tariffs, we're cutting tariffs by 50%. When is the market going to wake up to the fact that they just threw the kitchen? Yeah, look at this. How long before people realize that China proactively capitulating on tariffs is a sign of how serious the economic impact of the virus situation actually is? Couldn't say that any better. So I got bearish on Brazil out the next Friday. We're up $1,500 in this trade. There's half of your full throttle max slot for the year. Also added to a bear call spread on China, the FXI out to next Friday, and I'm doing a one-day trade on the S&P 500, the 3350, 3355. Oh my God, Wiz, the market's just been going up this week. Do you remember where you were last Friday? Dow down 300, 400, 500, 600, 700 at 3:45 in the afternoon. Donald Trump, who watches the stock market, orders the plunge protection team to give a White House press conference. And what did they say to try and calm markets? They didn't. They said we're declaring an national emergency, and they tried to be soothing. The Dow went 100 points off its low on Friday, from down 700 to only down 600. Do you think anybody on the face of this earth is going to be getting long stocks tomorrow going into a weekend when anything can happen? The market is at record highs, euphoric highs, and there is a plague unleashed on this world. I'm going to finish with this. I want to be wrong. How often do you hear a trader say that? I'm an F-18 pilot, folks. I'm an options trader. I plan for the worst. So when it doesn't happen, I'm pleasantly surprised. If you're sitting here whistling zippity-doo-dah with unicorns flying out of your ass thinking everything's fantastic, and you're wrong, you're going to be crushed and you're going to be broke. None of those are good. So I want to be wrong. Yay, stocks. Yay, they have a cure. Yay, China is telling us the truth about these viruses. And yay, Donald Trump isn't keeping this secret from all of us. Folks, the guy needs to get reelected. The last thing on the face of this planet Donald Trump needed is a pandemic in China. Folks, the trade deal is over with. Half of this market rally in the past couple months was what? Phase one. We have a phase one agreement. Hailed to the chief. Vice Premier Leah He signed the phase one agreement. That's done. Folks, do you think a country that's literally burning bodies 24/7 in their crematoriums cares about trade with the United States? The answer is no. It is absolute insanity. There is no trade deal, and Donald Trump knows it. Use your brain, folks. Go watch the prayer breakfast thing this morning. The guy looked like horse shit from hell. That's a guy who hasn't slept. Okay? Be very, very, very careful with this market. Step one, don't do anything. Sit in cash. Cash is a position. Cash is a great trade to be in right now. So when this thing implodes, not if, when it implodes, you can pound it into the dirt. Or if it ever bottoms out, be a bottom feeder. Step in there and buy Amazon and some nice stocks. Great. Every time we've had something horrific happen, 9/11, financial crisis, pets.com implosion, the dot-com bubble, we recover, folks. Okay, so markets eventually go up after a nightmare, unless it's a nightmare where China stole this coronavirus from Canada, added a little bit of HIV crap in it to make it like unstoppable, and then it accidentally got out in Wuhan. It's a lie, folks. Tom Cotton, the United States Senator from Arkansas, has said this for a month and a half. This was before it became like news here. He's like, a weapons-grade virus has gotten out of the biofacility in Wuhan. The guy's been ignored. That should tell you something about our government. I know our government, folks. I served in it. I got buddies in it. I got buddy with a direct contact to the CDC, and they are going apeshit. And the market is up. Don't fly around this market solo in February. Join us. Grab your monthly slot. Go.topgunoptions.com/getft. Just come to this page. You can see everything that you get in our full throttle program. This is awesome. We're going to do 8 live training sessions of what the hell an iron condor is, what a call is, what a put, everything. This is your flight school, man. We're going to start this in a couple weeks live. These 8 training sessions live, and then obviously you get access to all of our live trade briefs throughout the week, except Solo Amazon. Solo Amazon is not part of the Full Throttle program. So go grab your Full Throttle monthly max slot. Have a great weekend. I'm traveling tomorrow, which tells you the market is going to implode. That's the whiz indicators. Whenever I hop on an airplane to go do something, to go skiing or go see my son, bad things happen in the market, which is usually good for me because I know the Wiz travel indicator and I get bearish on it. Okay, so all right, have a great rest of your weekend. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless. I'll see all of our new Full Throttle members next week. God bless.